there's a channel on Sirius XM radio, if you have that. It's called Yacht Rock Radio. I found this thing about a year ago. Basically, it's kind of the smarmy, kind of cheesy, but still fun soft rock hits of the 70s and 80s. The channel is growing a huge audience of people who say that's the music from their childhood, and it's also a guilty pleasure, songs that you may not want everybody to know how much you love. Well, a local band is cashing in, and they are a party all to themselves. Here's my conversation with Clay Howard from the Camel City Yacht Club. Clay, thanks for taking time, buddy. I appreciate this. You know, you've been in a lot of bands in your life, but probably not one like this. Can you tell me the backstory of this whole thing?
On Facebook, I had posted the song "Steal Away" by Robbie Dupree, and one of my good friends, Jerry Chapman, offline, you know, I said that's a song I have never skipped, you know, one of those guilty pleasure songs. And offline, Jerry Chapman, who's the bass player for the yacht club, sent me a note. He said, "I think it's time we start a yacht club band here in the Triad." And I was like, I'm all in. And we scheduled, you know, I pulled together the band, and we scheduled our first rehearsal for March 15th of 2020. And as we all know, nothing happened on March 15th of 2020. We held off for a while and started doing some remote videos, as we've all seen a million of.
And it seems like you guys, you're embracing the fact that this is kind of soft rock. In some cases, some people would say cheesy music was super fun. And then you guys have built characters, right, about this. Like, tell me about that.
Yeah, my name's Clay Howard, and I mentioned Jerry Chapman a minute ago, but you'll never hear those names when you come to a yacht club show. My name is Thurston Howard the fourth, and Jerry Chapman, our bass player, is Charlie Chardonnay. Our guitar player, Greg Hurley, is named Tom Collins. Our keyboard player has an amazing stage name, Kip Falco. And then Lauren Myers, our drummer, is Fanny Von Bottoms.
You said yourself, and I think we have a clip, but I mean, it's audience participation, right, to the max.
Our first show was back in August. Our first public show was back in August, and you know, I made a comment that if there's no dance floor space, come right up on stage and dance, and people do. They will join in. People wear costumes to our shows. They wear, you know, the captain's hats, and they dress up. You know, a lot of people in our age group, Eric, that are coming to these shows and having a good time. It's what we grew up with. It's the music we loved, you know, when we were having our first girlfriend and, you know, doing all that stuff. So it's the right time, and it's the right music. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I love it. Can't wait to see you guys, Clay. Thanks for taking time out with us today, man. All right, so I asked you on Facebook to name your guilty pleasure when it comes to that, like, music of that time period, cheesy music. You did not disappoint. See how many of these you know. Liz said 2 words for you, Air Supply. Yes, very true. Carol said John Denver and Country Roads because she's from West Virginia originally. Claire says the Bay City Rollers. That is a 70s group with maybe 2 hits. Jim Allred said Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. That is good. Teresa said I loved Anne Murray and John Denver, also Karen and Richard Carpenter, otherwise known as the Carpenters, and I'm sure there's a whole lot more. And Candace said Ray Stevens, The Streak. I thought that was hilarious. And then my least favorite was Debbie Boone, You Light Up My Life. Radio stations wore the vinyl out on that one, and it's true. So I was telling Lauren and Stacy about this, that this music is, it's kind of like soft rock, 70s, 80s. Some of them love songs, some not, but they were huge hits. And some of the bands end up doing a lot of rock, but they would do these soft rock ballads that it's almost like back then people were like, no, I don't like that. But they did. But now that everybody's older, these people are showing up in captain's hats and ascots because yacht, like yacht rock radio.
Yeah.
And so they're getting a following of people that dress up.
So is this more like 80s?
It's
70s?
really more, in my opinion, late 70s and some early 80s. Hold the Line by Toto. Steal Away by Bobby Dupree. Some of these songs people will know. That's the style of music they sing, and they're playing this Friday at the Ramcat in Winston-Salem. So if you have time, you got to go check them out and maybe wear something crazy.
Okay, well, I know this is a tad off topic, but it made me think of that song Fancy Like.
Yeah, yes.
When we talk about like cheesy music, and did you know that was nominated for a Grammy?
Was it really?
Yes, you know the song that talks about Applebea's. That's what we're talking about.
That song.
Is it Walker Hayes? Is that his?
Walker Hayes,
Who's
nominated
playing,
for a Grammy.
It gets
That's
stuck in your
amazing.
head after you hear it. You're just going,
Well, next year he's playing the Tanger.
Yeah.
They're booking him at the Tanger Center. So, and I think he's only had the one hit that I know of.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The kids love it.
Cheesy music.
Check out my story on this on the website.